Well, hello, everybody. I wanted to come here and bring you guys a couple of the recalls that we had not been able to cover over on Headlines of the Voice. This one is pretty serious to me because a lot of people, especially during the summer months, make these types of things like the cookies and stuff. So, this is actually a recall that was put out, and it's Nestle United States announces a voluntary recall of limited quantities of Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie dough bar, 16.5 ounce, due to the potential presence of foreign materials. So it's pretty serious. It was put out a couple of days ago. The announcement was made on the 10th of August, and the FDA published it on August 11th. The product, of course, is food and beverage. The announcement was potential presence of wood fragments. That is so serious, especially when you've got a house full of little ones who may be enjoying that, or just a family, or just you. All right. It's got wood fragments in it. The company, of course, is Nestle. The brand name is Nestle Toll House. Now, Arlington, Virginia, August 10th, 2023, Nestle USA initiated a voluntary recall of limited quantity of Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie dough break and bake bar. So it's like a little flat bar. You break the pieces and put them all in there. So the bar is 16.5 ounces, and the product, due to the potential presence of wood fragments, is the reason why they did it. The voluntary recall is isolated to two batches of Nestle Toll House cookie chocolate chip dough bar. And the bar products were produced April 24th and April 25th of this year, 2023. The product was distributed to retailers in the United States, and this recall does not involve any other Nestle Toll House products, including their other varieties of refrigerated cookie dough break and bake bars, their rolls or their tubs or their edible cookie dough. Wow. I don't know how you can have edible cookie dough, but I guess you don't put the eggs in it. Maybe that's it. So while no illnesses or injuries have been reported, they're taking this as an out of an abundance of caution is the reason why they're doing it. After a small number of consumers contacted the company to tell them about the issue, consumers who have purchased the Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie dough bar, 16.5 ounce size, with the batch codes 31145757531 with a K at the end, and 311557534K. I'm saying those to you right now so that in case you have some of this at the house, you can just run, look at those numbers, and deal with it accordingly. Now, you should not prepare it or consume the product, and you should return the product to the retailer where it was purchased for a replacement or a refund. For any other support that you need, there is a number. It's 800-681-1678, Monday through Friday, 9 to 6 Eastern Time. And they said they are working with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration on this voluntary recall and will cooperate with them fully. We are confident that this is an isolated issue, and we have to take action to address it. We've taken the action to address it. So the quality and safety and integrity of our products, they state, remain the number one priority. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this action represents to both the consumers and retail customers. So I wanted to make sure that I brought that to you guys because some of you may have already seen on Headlines with a Voice where we were talking specifically about the recalls. This is one that I was not able to get to. There's a couple more. And I think that while we're here or while I'm able to upload this information is most important, whether there's only you and me watching or nobody. I think it's important for me to add this one other product because it's serious. It's some bread. So I have a lot of people that watch me from out of the country. They're in different places. So let me go ahead and give you this. Hey, Betty. Okay, you go toss it out. So let me just show you guys this other one here. And this is some bread. I know one of my friends was talking about the bread of it all. He's like, I don't know why bread just lasts so long right now. It's just amazing. So this, believe it or not, is out in Portugal. It's a warning issued after bread is linked to nearly 200 illnesses in Portugal. August 14th is when the news desk broke this, and it says health officials in Portugal have warned against eating a type of bread after almost 200 people fell sick in recent weeks. The Directorate General of Health, or the DGS, said 187 cases of food poisoning have been recorded associated with the consumption of Bora de Milo. And I apologize for those people who are watching me that are overseas if I badgered that name. But it's a type of cornbread. In certain areas of the country between July 21st and August the 9th, affected regions are Liria, Santorium, Combra, and Averio. I hope I said those right. Quote, this particular bread should continue to be an integral part of the Portuguese diet. However, in the context of suspected food poisoning, it is recommended that the consumption of this food be stopped in the geographical areas identified above, pending an investigation by authorities, said the DGS. Patients presented similar symptoms, including dry mouth, visual changes, dizziness, mental confusion, and decreased muscle strength. Wow. Symptoms were observed between 30 minutes to 2 hours after eating the food. In most cases, symptoms were classed as mild, but 43 suspected patients required hospital care. However, the agent responsible has not been revealed. Focus on the flour, it says. An epidemiological investigation is in process. It's in progress right now, and it involves regional departments of public health and economic and food safety authority, or the ASAE, and the General Directorate of Food and Veterinarian Affairs. Authorities have restricted the raw materials used in the manufacture of the bread that is suspected to be involved, and they're monitoring the situation. Those affected had consumed the bread produced and distributed in the districts of Santarém, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Leiria, Coimbra, and Aveiro. Initial suspicions have fallen on the flour that has been used to make the product or the bread. To deal with the existing uncertainty, officials are carrying out tests on food and raw materials, as well as inspecting businesses to identify the batches of raw materials used. DGS said recommendation to avoid the bread altogether in the 4 regions that are listed in the preventive measure would remain in place until there is a guarantee that all the potentially contaminated foods have been removed from the market and investigation has been completed. 200 cases, which means there are several other people who just might be sick from this bread. And I tell you, as somebody who likes bread, that's a nice looking piece of bread. They said it's a cornbread that's used all the time in their foods. Never been to Portugal. Know a lot of people from there. Have a lot of viewers that are from that region. That's a beautiful piece of bread. And it's terrible to think that that's something that's going on. So there was that story. And there was also a couple of other ones that I wanted to read to you guys because we got a little busy over there. We got a little busy. Now let's see. The unsanitary conditions in New Jersey and India. Okay, let's go ahead and look at that right quick, shall we? And let me give that to you. Food firms in New Jersey and India warn about unsanitary conditions. So we're going to look that up. We're going to go ahead and let you guys see that because it could definitely be something that's, maybe not far from you. Haven't been over here on this channel for a while, so it feels good to be here. I think I should be over here more often. Maybe we should just make this the entire recall channel. Betty R. and person who shall remain nameless because I can't see your face. What do you think? Should we do all of our recalls on this channel? I think we should. Eureka, you helped me do it, Betty. Two great minds together. We're going to turn this into the recall channel. It'll be this channel, but it will definitely be the recalls. What do you guys think about that? Since I'm hardly over here, we should do all the recalls on this station, you guys. Man, we'll be busy. We'll be so busy. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, that's it. We voted. We got it. Here it is. Now, food firms in New Jersey and India warn about unsanitary conditions. Oh, let me make sure that I give you your wrench on this side. My dear Betty R. Let me see. I have to go down, switch the accounts. I have to go here. And we are live here. Aren't we live? We're live. Go to your channel right there. Now, we're live. And let me give you your wrench, Betty R. Okay, got it. Okay, there you go, sister. Soul sister. Okay, there you go. All righty. So now you got yours over here because we're getting ready. Betty. We coming over here. We're going to do all recalls here from now on. So let's see. We'll call it TLP Headlines with a Voice Recalls. Or we'll just do all the recalls over here. How about that? That's what we'll do. Nothing special, nothing fancy. This will be the house for that. All right. So now it's telling us that there are food firms in New Jersey and India that have been warned about unsanitary conditions. As a part of its enforcement activities, the Food and Drug Administration sends warning letters to entities under its jurisdiction. Some letters are not posted for public view until weeks or months after they're sent. Business owners have 15 days to respond to the FDA warning letters. Warning letters are often not used until a company has been given months to years to correct the problem. And how many people, Betty R., can be sick by then? Ugh. This is Porfirio's Italian Foods Incorporated out of Trenton, New Jersey. A food firm in Trenton, New Jersey is on notice from the FDA for serious violations of the current good manufacturing practice hazard analysis and risk-based preventive controls for human food regulation. In in June of 2023, in a June 2023 letter, it's on the 21st, the FDA described a January 13th and 17th, as well as a March 17th inspection of the Italian food company, the pasta manufacturing facility in Trenton, New Jersey. And the FDA determined that the pasta products manufactured in the facility are adulterated and that they were prepared, packaged, or held under I think that's supposed to be but it's in sanitary conditions whereby they may have become contaminated with filth or rendered injurious to health. At the conclusion of the inspection, the FDA issued a Form FDA 483, Inspectional Observations, listing the deviations found at the facility. Some of the firm's significant deviations is as follows: hazard analysis and risk-based preventative controls. 1. The firm did not prepare or have prepared and implemented a food safety plan as required. The preparation of the food safety plan must be overseen by one or more preventative controls qualified individuals. The firm's food supply must also include the following: written hazard analysis, the written preventative controls, the written supply chain program, the written recall plan, the written procedures for monitoring the implementation of the preventative controls, and 6, the written corrective action procedures, and the written verification procedures is number 7. However, the firm did not have a food safety plan with any of the required elements. For example, they did not conduct a hazard analysis to identify and evaluate known or reasonably foreseeable hazards for each type of food manufactured, processed, packed, or held at their facility to determine whether there are any hazards requiring a preventative control. Also, they did not identify and implement preventative controls to provide assurances that any hazards requiring a preventative control will be significantly minimized or prevented, and the food manufactured, processed, packed, or held by their facility will not be adulterated. Preventative controls include, as appropriate, the facility and the food process controls, food allergens controls, sanitary controls, supply chain controls, and a recall plan. Preventative controls are subject to preventative control management components, monitoring, verification, and corrective actions. So apparently these folks did not have their paperwork in order. They may be somebody who's cooking up a storm, making all kinds of things, but there was nothing put in place. And they must have gone there a couple of times because according to the FDA, they give you a few months to even a couple of years to get it together, which can be very dangerous because, as you all know that do follow Headlines with the Voice and the Lockhart Perspective on a regular, you'll see we cover a lot of recalls that will now be over here because Betty R., our wonderful mod, and I decided this is the place for the recalls. The firm must also validate that the preventive controls are adequate to control the hazard as appropriate to the nature of the preventative control and its role in the food safety system. And then there's some specifics. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff, and that they redacted a lot of stuff because I keep seeing the term redacted. Okay. Nonetheless, they also had the same issue with, I guess, their arm in Mumbai, India. No, it's another one. A food firm in Mumbai, India, is on notice from the FDA for serious violations. Let's see what their violations look like. It's a totally different thing. They determined that their ready-to-eat mouth fresheners, mukwas, manufactured in the firm's facility, are adulterated because they were prepared and packed and held under insanitary It says in 2 times, so that's a term that they use in sanitary conditions, whereby they may have become contaminated with filth. You did all that other fluffy conversation after we read that particular paragraph, and we should have just stopped there on the other one too. Nonetheless, I didn't even know we reached out to India. We go all the way to India. Huh. Something you learn every day. You learn something new every day. Nonetheless, this will be down below because it talks about they're having some black pepper, which has been associated with the hazard of salmonella there, cumin, coriander, watermelon, sesame, flax, fennel, whole bunch of different seeds, including seeds. They had a bunch of issues there. So I'm going to put this down below for you guys to read it as well at your leisure. However, what I will tell you is we stumbled upon a wonderful thing, Betty R and I. Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm so sure they did, Betty R. I know they did. You know they did. We know they did, girl. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and peel out right now. We just wanted to make sure that we brought you guys the Nestle Toll House cookie recall because we had just finished the recalls that you can go and look at over there on Headlines with a Voice. And I felt it necessary that we had to put this someplace because, well, it's Nestle. And it's chocolate chips. We all like a nice little warm chocolate chip every now and again. Sort of gives us that cozy feeling. With that said, we're going to peel out. Remember what we always say on any Felicia Lockhart publications, and that is man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. Remember to take care of yourself, then you can take care of somebody else. Make sure that you take care of my friend because my friend is you. All right, take care. Lockhart perspective.